Hello, Dumela ni hao. I'm back with another model comparison video. Sorry, it's been a while, been busy. Yeah, you'll notice there's going to be gaps between my long form videos and short form videos because I'm a busy lad living a busy life, so go figure. Anyway, but this is a model comparison between the two Emirates classic aircraft that were introduced fairly recently, the A300 and A310. Going on with the box art of the A300, it's we just got the styling. This is a see-through box, so you can just there's no flap. This was, I think, done in collaboration with Emirates. So we got the data back here about the plane, as well as a bit of a sketch thing, as you would usually see. The only issue is where's the silver, the wing, the engine cowlings? It's not there. But okay, anyway, the planes, we got the wingspan, the length, the height. The maximum range is 4,900 miles, or kilometers, sorry. The engines are two General Electric CF6 engines, and the plane seats 256 passengers. And this is the Emirates version. Um, Also, the plane's registration doesn't seem to be on the box, it's on the tail. I'll show you it in a minute. But I do think we do have a bit more data on this plane, although it's pretty much the same thing, except this one does have the box does actually have a flap, although there's nothing on the inside of the flap. We do have a box art, and again, the silver stuff is missing. Why? I do not know. Pretty much the same data. We got the span, the length, the height. Maximum range is 9,000 kilometers. That's fairly far. The planes are two General Electric CF6 engines, and 198 people can be seated on this plane. And this is both in mixed class, first class, business class, kind of that. Anyway, so we'll talk about the registrations in a bit of the two planes. First, we're going to get to that actually. The A300's registration is Alpha 6 Echo Kilo Charlie, and the A310's registration is Alpha 6 Echo Kilo Bravo. So the models are definitely much different. The A310's nose definitely has a smoother mold. Like it's more smooth because this is a mold that they've been using for a while. If you, I'm gonna do a later comparison between my Aeroflot A310 and this one, but it's virtually the same mold they use. For the A300, they had to develop. I think they had to develop a new mold for the 1:400 scale. They've done a 1:200 scale for FedEx, but I don't think they've ever done 1:400 scale. So the mold, if you can see it, is a bit more realistic, shall I say? I guess. There's also a bit of difference in the nose cone, where the cone has line details, this one doesn't. I don't know if the actual plane was like that, but the planes do have a lot of similarities, including how the doors are configured and the windows and the cargo doors. The thing is how the wings, they did the engines and the wings for both planes are a bit different. I don't think they use the same tail mold though, because the A310's tail has to be considerably smaller than the A300's. Similar, but not the same. But another thing they did a little bit different is the Emirates title. This one doesn't have any kind of lining around it. It is usually the usual Emirates title with the Arabic as well, and the same on the wings. And on this one, it is the usual Emirates title with the Arabic as well, except it's got lining around the title and on the engine. Both General Electric engines do have the General Electric logo, and even though they're very similar, the mold is not the same, even for the wing. If you can see, the engine is more deep hollow and all that, and it's closer to the ground. This one is actually a semi-translucent type of blade system that they used for the engines, and more modern style for the engine. So yeah, and obviously the difference is that the A300 is longer. The another di- and the other difference with the molds when it comes to the underbelly, they are more pronounced. For example, this one does have rolling gear, bigger landing gear, and you can see the pressurization nostrils here, but no real door light lining. You do have your usual details that are very similar on both planes. Excuse me. They're very similar on both planes, but not that much so. And if we take a look, if we take a look at the A310, it doesn't have rolling gear and does have some door details, but both have very similar details in the sense of everything. I think this one is missing the strobe on the bottom, and both are missing the APU doors. I I can't really tell. I'm a more of a Boeing lad, Boeing and Douglas kind of lad, not an Airbus person, as you can tell by the fact that I only own 3 Airbus models. But yeah, that's pretty much as I can say. Other than a few differences here and there, and the fact that they're basically 2 different aircraft, they virtually look very similar. Now, which one is better? For high density, kind of medium range flights, A300, and for low density, long range flights, the A310. However, both of them have been very much outclassed by everything else that's come since and everything else that's currently in Emirates fleet. For example, the 777-300ER and the A380. Both outclassing both planes in capacity and range. It's like these 2 planes in one times 2. But these were very good for their time, especially the 80s and 90s, and they definitely helped Emirates get a start alongside the 727, 737. I'd like to see models of those come out, but I'm going to have to order them online. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this comparison. Please like, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 600 subs by the end of the year. We're fairly close, guys, so please get me there. Have a nice day. Tot ziens. Goodbye. 再见.